Good morning, people. How you guys doing today on this Wednesday? I'm just getting myself set up and everything. It's going to be a somewhat of a quick podcast, particularly talking about what you see on the screen, Jemele Hill and her money grab article that I read this morning and everything. So let me get myself together, being as though I'm mainly together because I'm usually well prepared than I am now. But I want to make sure everything is everything is in place. So hold on one second. Yes, yes. Woo! Playing a little bit of music right now. Hopefully ain't messing up the mic. This mic is very sensitive. I got it's like I said yesterday. I got to get one of them things. If you know what I'm talking about, please put it in the inbox, what have you. Let me know specifically what I'm talking about. The things that you put over the mic, so it won't get a whole lot of sound to it, such as my radio playing, what have you. But yeah, again, before I say anything else, please like and subscribe my video, my YouTube, I should say. And that'd be great. And I want to thank all my subscribers now for subscribing to me, supporting my endeavors, such as my podcast on YouTube. Again, I'm wet behind the ears when it comes to YouTube, so I'm getting to know things at that such. This T-shirt that you're seeing here is Hilltop Nation. It's the high school I went to in Jersey. All the people that's from that's from Jersey, actually from my high school, my alumni. They know what I'm talking about. Southern Hilltoppers. Yes, yes. But how's everybody doing this morning on this hump day? I hope you're having a great day so far. I'm doing well myself. I'm still trying to get some interviewers to come on. I'm trying to get my, do the Zoom work as well on it and get things going when it comes to making this platform of mine bigger than what it is. I'm trying not to do things so fast. I'm trying to be patient because it's only been like about a month and a half since I had this channel. I got 25 subscribers right now, hoping for 50 by at least 50 by the what you call that, by the weekend, and by the end of the month, that's in about a week, about 2 weeks. I'm hoping to have close to 100 subscribers, but it's going to be on the behalf of the support of you guys. And I hope I'm bringing things that you want to hear. And if I'm not, and you want to, you want to hear my opinion on certain things, please inbox me and stuff like that. I want to, my email is Kasim Lamar. Actually, Kaz Lamar. I'm sorry. It's KASLAMAUR at yahoo.com. Kaz Lamar at yahoo.com. Again, KASLAMAUR at yahoo.com. If you wanna leave a message, let me know what you want me to discuss and what my opinion on different topics are. Please, or just inbox me on here. Put it on the comments. Inbox me if you want to know my opinion on different things of that such. You know, drink that water, especially in this summer humidity. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just let me know on different things. So let's talk about this Jemele Hill article specifically. It taps in on what you call it taps in on what of Deshaun Jackson and anti-Semitism. It taps on Mr. Louis Farrakhan as well. And it displays, if you know me, if you've been my Facebook friend or my Instagram friend, whatever you want to call that, or Twitter, uh, Twitter follower or whatever, you know how I think about people like Jemele Hill. I call them super liberal, feminists, feminazis a lot as well. Uh, Being as though I feel like they only worry about one thing, and that's their paycheck. And I respect that. But what I don't respect, when you try to make people think that you're three categories, which is being a globalist, a racialist, and a feminist. I know just like I said, we know you're a feminist. You try to make people think you're a globalist, and try to make people think you're a feminist in three categories. All this those three, but you don't mention it. A racialist, people always say, "What's a racialist? What's that?" A racialist is, you know, and before I even give you my perception of those, actually, before I even give you what do you call that? The meaning of those words, I want to display this. In my opinion, most most super liberal feminist black women, especially because I'm a black man, and this is what I've seen in my life, my perception of them. My perception of those types are particularly, they are not, and they are usually depicted on being wokety wokes and different things like that, wokety wokes and for the people and stuff like that. And so they're not. For what I see and what I share with other non-liberal black people, and not just men, women as well. A black feminist woman, she is for the, uh, she is for her sex, her sexuality first. Then she is for her actual people. Then she would try to display, but with her literal, what would you call, her actions would tell you that being a racialist is like at the bottom on her list. I put it as a globalist, racialist, and feminist, but no. Number one on a black feminist woman, in my perception of what I see in my 40 years of life and what I have conversations and who I have conversations with, is a black woman that see sexuality first as being a feminist, or a woman first. And everything, I don't care, her kids, everybody come last. Her people, everybody come last. Number one is feminist. Number two is globalist. A globalist mindset, ready to defend the world, ready to defend everybody, no matter how idiotic it sounds or seem to be, ready to defend everything but their nation, but their people. As they will say, as being a wokey woke, and they put all this is how to gain attention. Those three categories are gaining attention, not gaining solutions, not getting laws passed, just gaining attention, because everything goes with her finance, her money, the money grab, getting the bag. It don't care. A lot of them do not care about nothing else but that. You might think they wokey woke. You might think they this. You might think they that. But if you look at their actions with a clear three-dimensional mindset, meaning you're looking in the big picture, you will see they don't give a damn. They're just trying to get that money. Sometimes sometimes they play those cards differently. Sometimes they think they are racialist first, and then they start going out their way, such as her, to condemn who they fight for most of the time, and that's white supremacy. Quote unquote. Most of the time, you would say, you would say, damn, I'll say she for the people because she got fired by ESPN or what have you. But what you don't understand, 98% of media is super liberal. So she had many job situations because one thing about it, women like Jemele Hill, they know where the money at. They're about that money and that's it. They really don't care about nothing else. They want to shout it out. They're going to write about it. They're going to talk about it. But what those type of women think of, especially black men, they think of black men not being as smart as them. They think of, it's a lot of emasculating of the black man that want to be with those type of women. It's a lot of, she want to be more masculine than a black man. It's a lot of trouble. So as a black man that think on a higher level, I always see that, especially in the last 4 to 5 years. I don't deal with it. I just see it. And I try my best to educate young black men to understand that, listen, this is their world. This is the super liberal, feminist, globalist, racialist world. And it's most women in this society, not just black women, are super liberal. That's the way it is. And some ones are not like they're not feminists, but they without a doubt liberal. And it's a difference. And it's a difference on that. So we get that. You know what I'm saying? Men and women that understand logic, they get that. They understand reality. We get that. Men and women. So Jemele Hill, she's an opportunist, just like many. If you ever worked in a corporate world, you see these super liberal feminist black women and this women in general. You see them every day, even in schools, every day, all day. You see it all the time. See, as a man such as myself, the way I treat them is treating them like they want to be treated. Like they literally want to be treated outside. They business like. I don't take them serious. They don't want to be taken serious. They just want to be heard from my perspective. They just want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And I see that. Every so often I get into it with one of them on Facebook, on social media. But I always check them with ask somebody that really cares. Tell somebody that really cares. You wanted my opinion, gave my opinion. You want me to you want my opinion to be your opinion. I see that. So go to someone else because I'm done with the conversation and go to the person that cares. Simple. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to read some of this article that she wrote. About Deshaun Jackson and anti-Semitism. You know what I'm saying? I want to read you guys some of this article. And I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm going to read the points that because I read the whole article this morning, Barely can, barely getting out the bed. I read the whole article. But let me read you guys some of this stuff. It's called the Anti-Semitic Semitic Semitism We Didn't See. That's what it's called. All right. She talks about it's a situation. She talks about how she said certain thing about. She said the same thing, somewhat the same thing that Deshaun Jackson said during the NBA Finals by comparing, rooting for the Celtics is like saying Hitler was a victim, and I mean, and she was making a joke out of it, just more and more being an opportunist, that they do, just to, be heard. That's all they want. They just want to be heard, and get that bag. And understandable, but need to make it actual. You need to make it clear. But they will never do that because a lot of people don't want accountability, especially a lot of super liberal feminists. And a woman is not just a feminist in this society. No, a lot of males are feminists as well. Believe me. Uh, and she did that more than a decade ago. I'm trying to see everything that I wanted to put. I had to go for the article. I wish I would have highlighted it and everything else that I specifically what I wanted to read. Um, okay, I know some course of the Holocaust, but I had given a little bit of the feelings of the Jewish community because. Okay, this part when she tells you, when she says stuff like how ignorant that she was about the Jewish community and stuff like that. I don't understand why she is because in America we taught all the time about the Holocaust. So she's trying to make herself feel like she didn't know no better and stuff like that, what she said, and, try to play the globalists, trying to make everybody feel comfortable. So she said, I had made a joke about the Nazi leader who ostracized the murder of 6 million Jewish people. I was, of course, aware of the Holocaust, but I had given little thought to the feelings of the Jewish community because, frankly, it wasn't my own. Nobody didn't give a little thought of the Jewish community in a society that we live in that caters to certain groups because and it's a fact. It's a fact, but it's okay. I mean, I respect that. I wish people actually catered to our actual solutions. Then maybe we would have as much legislation laws being passed as much as powerful communities such as European Jews. You know, this is. I'm going to go to exactly what she was saying. Okay, so she said something like this: like Jackson, I am black, and had anyone made a remark about slavery, I would have been incensed. I learned that just because I'm aware of the destruction caused by racism, that doesn't mean I automatically sensitive to other forms of racism, or in this case, anti-Semitism. Black people too are capable of being culturally ignorant. So what she's trying to say is she's trying to tell us that Deshaun Jackson was ignorant on what he said. Then so I don't know if you guys know this, and I think I said that about Deshaun Jackson a couple of days ago. He comes from California, the University, I think University of Cali University. It's one of the two, but I know it's a very intelligent school. And he's only 5'9". He's fast and everything else, 5'10". he didn't just go because he in sports, because you still have to have a particular GPA, and you have to have a particular what do you call that? Your SAT score must be a really good score, even if you're an athlete. You can check that for yourself. But he went to a really good college. It's almost an Ivy League college. So he couldn't be that ignorant. And what he's, so this is Jemele Hill being more of a racialist again. Okay, this brings me back to Jackson. This is what her article was reading on Instagram. The 33-year-old went much further into ugly territory than my flipped comment about Hitler. So she tried to say, she justified everything, how she was ignorant and it was 10 years ago. She was a different person. Justifying hers being she was a young girl. And when she said specifically he was 33, I mean, he's a grown man and his was way worse than mine, uglier than my comment. This, again, being a racialist. Sorry, being a globalist. Being a globalist, that's again. Mainly, this article of hers is mainly for the globalist mindset. Her articles usually about feminists, being a feminist, and somewhat being a racialist. And again, I try to tell you, I want to remind young brothers, in my opinion, I stay away from them type of women because it don't lead to a progressive family dynamic, in my opinion, because there's no order, in my opinion. Unless you like that, unless you one of them guys that like all that disrespect, all that, trying to find your manhood because the way how you just getting disrespected, and then you got all that stuff clogged up in you, and you explode when you figure out you're supposed to be like this. But I don't blame women. I'm gonna tell you that right now. A man must be the thinker, must be the solution guy, must be the rational thinker, the logical thinker. Before you even make a determination of having having a relationship or having somebody like that as your wife. So I don't blame women. I blame us for not picking the right woman out for us. This is why you got to get the Most High on your side. That must be the number one choice of anything before you start dating this woman, that woman, marrying that woman, this woman. Well, anyway, let's go on. Okay. He posts a screenshot of a passenger falsely attributed to Hitler, declaring that white Jews will blackmail America. They, she put quotes, will extort America. Their plan for world dominance won't work if the Negroes know who they are. I guess it was a quote that Hitler made, and he put it up there on his social media. There's actually a lot of truth into that quote, if you ask me. Again, I want to make sure you guys hear this. I should have said this at the beginning. Believe it or not, you can do your own research. That's been discovered by ancient historians and recent scholars. The Israelites are the original Jews. The Israelites are the original Jews. And who's the Israelites in those days in Jerusalem? Those are people with skin like mine. Melanin skin, either a tad bit lighter than me or darker than me or in between. Those are the original Jews. So people ask the question, why would you say somebody anti-Semitic when if black people are the original Jews, you know, and not specifically black Americans. It's being as though what people will tell you, scholars will tell you, the ones that, came to this country, to the North America, was mainly from the Middle East, from either the Middle East or what do you call that, West Coast of Africa. I don't, I got to go into a little more. And growing up in New York and New Jersey and a lot of other big cities, you see a lot of Israelites who talk about this constantly. How can we be anti-Semitic when we are the Jews, original Jews? How can that happen? How can you call somebody anti-Semitic when they have a? And to be honest with you, I want to put this in. How can you call somebody anti-Semitic when this is no anti-Semitic nothing? This is truth. If somebody said to me as a black man, "You're too emotional. You act like a female," and he's a non-black man, I'm not gonna call him a racist. I'm gonna call him a fucking asshole, or whatever, how it be. But I'm not gonna call him a racist. If he called me a nigger or anything such as that, then that's a racist. That's a racist and stuff like that. When you tell somebody how much money you have and how you dominate the world, stuff like that, and how this and that, all these compliments, all these different compliments, all these different compliments that's going on. Why would I say that's anti-Semitic? Okay, I looked up the word anti-Semitic. And what I got, and I looked it up several years ago, and I looked it up today. Anti-Semitic, hostile to or prejudged. Excuse me, hostile to prejudge against Jews. I'm sorry, I said it's ridiculous. Hostile to prejudice against Jews. You're being prejudiced. I thought being prejudiced is saying something disrespectful towards somebody. The Nick Cannon thing. I want to go. I want to do some more research on that, and I want to probably talk. I want to interview somebody or have a discussion with people as well with the Nick Cannon thing. I was going to do more on Nick Cannon too with the Jemele Hill situation, but I had a couple of things I need to do today. But again, prejudice against Jews. That's being, that's anti-Semitic. And what I don't get is what's prejudice against when you it's practically you giving a group of people compliments. Or let's say black people need to start getting like Jewish people and stuff like that. That's even considered anti-Semitic in this society. See, this is just to debunk anti-black racism, if you ask me. That's all it's just to do. It's to debunk anti-black. Just leave that on the side. Debunk anti-black racism. Okay, let's see some more stuff that she was saying. Just like I said, she said the 33-year-old went much further into ugly territory than my flipped comment about Hitler. He posted a screenshot on a passage falsely attribute to Hitler, declared that white Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for other domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. The passage, which has been attributed to various writers, went on to say that Negroes are the real children of Israel. We are. And who debunked it at? Who actually debunked it at? You say writers? Which writers? This is facts. We giving scholars. Scholars will tell you the black Negro children. Negroes will tell you Negroes are the real children of Israel. This is so. What writers do Jemele Hill talk about? Is she talking about the super liberal Jewish writers? That's actually her boss. Is she talking about that? Is she talking about them? Those, because she says the passenger has been uh, imputed to various writers. Who's the various writers? Who? I really want her to let us know so we can look that up. I'm actually going to look it up myself because I like to look up my own, so I don't want to give other people perspective of it. That especially when they're being when they're very skeptical people. Okay, and she put quotes. She made sure she put quotes. Negroes are the real children of Israel. She made sure she did that in her article. This is what I say: the globalist mindset. Hold on a second, my lady. Text me real quick. So, okay, let's get this in. And she says perhaps Jackson thought some part of this would be inspirational. Thought some part of this would be inspirational for the black community. But the passage was anti-Semitic regardless of its author. How was that passage anti-Semitic, Miss Globalist, Miss Feminist, Miss Racialist? How was it? Because your bosses told you so? Again, I would say it a million times. These liberal feminist women, and especially black women, and anybody that worked in corporate, they would tell you they know where their bread is buttered. They know. They absolutely know. And I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. That's what it is. So let's get back to what we talking about. Okay. Okay. Okay, and why would Jackson think that it was reportedly constructive to insert Hitler of all people into a conversation about racial empowerment? After all, Hitler hate black people too. You know how many people that so-called hate black people and we still celebrate them? Do you know how many? Do you do you even care, Jemele Hill? And I hope anybody that knows Jemele Hill, uh, share this with her. You know what? I hope all my subscribers share this. I hope new subscribers become new subscribers because of this. Because this is actually what we need to stop doing and chasing a bag more than chasing the development of our people, of being a strong family dynamic. Chasing money too much. Want to be you want to be everything that's going to fill your bank up, and it's respectable. But this is why we are considered the weakest community in America, Black Americans, because we got people like Jemele Hill and stuff like that. Defending racism towards black men, especially because I said 100 million times. I really think a lot of black feminist women have a huge hatred towards the black man. It's some women in my family that's on TV and stuff like that, and got their own little shows that depict the black man as the worst being in the world, just to get that check for that hatred. So I see this all the time. I've been saying this for years, but I just woke up to it a little less than 10 years ago. It took a long time, 40 years old, as I said before. So I want to know who that we don't celebrate that had a hatred towards black people. Okay, let's go a little bit more into it. Okay, she's talking about Louis Farrakhan on this one. In other posts around the same time, Jackson shared quotes from a speech made by the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan during the 4th of July weekend. The speech mostly centered on political, brutality, sorry about that, the coronavirus, black empowerment, and self-reliance. But with Farrakhan's long vow record of anti-Semitism, Jackson, who is far from alone among black Americans in his support for Farrakhan, can't be surprised that people now question his true feelings towards Jews, which I have to understand. The liberal feminist mainstream media black woman works for the Jewish community. And the Jewish community run most of this media. It's just a fact. It's not anti-Semitism. It's a fact. And I don't get. So she knows where her bread is buttered. She knows it. She knows it. And a lot of them that got the mindset of Jemele Hill know it as well. And you brothers out there let's keep on calling people hoe tabs, keep on calling black men hoe tabs, hate women, this and that and third. No, I don't hate black women. I don't hate women. You know what I don't like? A woman that's going to try to treat me like a little boy. I love a woman in her right mind. I don't really think these women in their right minds. I love a woman that understands order, understands what she has to do as a woman to make sure her family, including her husband or her boyfriend, is happy, and vice versa of the man, making sure his order, his what he needs to do as a man, and how he needs to take care of his wife or his girl and his kids. I like people in their right mind, and I don't think these simpleton beta males, these feminist women, are in their right minds. I don't think you're in your right mind when you're looking for the wrong attention. I don't think. That's just my opinion. You know. So yeah. I'm just gonna read a little more. So she's saying, I'm gonna come back here. So she's saying, Farrakhan is has a long vowed record of anti-Semitism because he tells the truth. He wants his people to recognize what they are doing. You're selling your souls, being as though you're in entertainment, where most Jews own in the entertainment industry. You're selling your God-given talent. You're doing everything else, and you're bringing it in everybody else's domain to get paid off of, and you need to stay. It's need to stay in our community and stuff like that, and that's a problem. He been talking about that for the last 40, 50 years. You guys need to stop selling your homes. They need to stop doing this. Be more within the family, black family structure to empower each other. To be the man you're supposed to be the woman you're supposed to be. And that's anti-Semitism when he said the Jewish, and for the most part, he complimented the damn the European Jews in America, the Jewish Americans. He complimented them, and that's a problem to people that's looking for a money grab, like Jemele Hill, because who's talking in her ear? Let's see who's talking in her ear. This let me see. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna look at what she worked for. I'm gonna tell you who she like literally worked for, and and it's called the Atlantic article. It's the Atlantic. She worked for the Atlantic. Get a real big guess on who owns it. As a matter of fact, you look it up yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you need me to look it up, I will. I'll look it up for you. You know, let's look it up real quick. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I did this a long time ago. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on a second. Put some music on while you're waiting on me to find this. Hold on a second. Okay, it was founded. It was founded in 1998. National Resource Magazine. It's a resource specific globes trade magazine published 3 times a year. Its editors content is determined in collaboration with a pan of regional industries experts, as a result of which National Resource has developed a reputation for publishing the most credible industry news of any magazine in Atlantic Canada. So it's based out in Canada. Okay. Let me see. Additional 17 had developed to the it's not given to who is the CEO. You guys can look it up if you want that stuff, but again, the article comes from Atlantic article. Her boss, I think it's Atlantic. It's a couple. It might not be that specific one that she worked for, because think I see a couple here. You know what I'm saying? So hold on one second. Let me check this out. Uh-huh. But it's called the Atlantic. Let me just look at. Maybe I can see it from here. The Atlantic. General comments from ESPN. Is in 2000 was the general comments from? No, okay, this is her. This is her. Not seeing businesses, global books, events, fiction, newsletter. Okay, I'm not seeing who the actual CEO of the company is. So, so you can look that up for yourself if you get a chance to. But this is what I'm saying. Anything to like this. This is why when these women and some of these men, wokey wokes come out, you gotta look at their background, especially the mainstream media wokey wokes. You have to look at their background to see what they really about. Their actions. You gotta check their actions because again, they got three mindsets. You understand me? First, I'm gonna put it like this, like I didn't do at the beginning of the conversation. First is being a globalist. Second is being I'm sorry. First is being a feminist. Second is being a globalist. But first it's a feminist. Second is being a globalist. And third is being a racialist. They don't take their community as serious as you think. They're here for the money grab. They're here to disrespect the black man. Look at uh, other magazines that's owned by actually non-black Americans like Boss Up, The Root. What are others? A couple of others, and I'm gonna do a video on that too. I'm gonna definitely do a video on that. Boss Up, The Root, the Shade Room, all non-black Americans, but they're African descent. A lot, that's owned by that. All them people, they don't want structure in the black homes. And these are particularly are the woke communities. They really don't want the structure in the black homes. They don't want men to understand that they need to start making better decisions. Black men specifically, what they do is disrespect the black man every time they get a chance. But who they don't really disrespect is the Pookie and Ray Ray mindset black males. It's the simping by putting every masculine woman on a pedestal type of males. But men like myself, they call it all sorts of names and stuff like that. Men that's looking for solutions, being logical, understanding reality. Even the women like my types. They call them out as well. So you got to check these people that you think are wokely woke, are uh, you know, are power, what do you call that? Pro-black. Got to check those different entities like Jemele Hill, Boss Up, what it's called, the Shade Room, the Root, all these different entities that don't do shit for the black man and black woman to develop them as a strong unit. Don't do shit. Criticize. Do everything that they possibly can because all they are feminists, globalists, and racialists. But anyway, guys, it's getting late. Just want to let you guys, I just wanted to break this story because it was on my mind and stuff like that. Please like and subscribe. Share, please share. The video. And this platform that I have, I'm doing all that I can do, that I'm going to do, to make sure that I reach every person with the right mindset that can even teach me things that I don't know. Again, I like to be teached in the right direction, in the right direction. I like to be taught in the right direction. I like to know different things. I like to learn new things each and every day. I don't care if the person's younger than me, my age, or older. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to always bring the truth because this is a pro-truth channel. I'm in a mentorship for young black men and young men in general that want to be taught by somebody that understands his society. So please like and subscribe my channel, and let's try to put it up to 50 by the end of the week. You got 25 subscribers now. Let's try to put it up to 50. All right. And tonight, hopefully, we'll come with another live. So tune in for that. Peace.